Topic spotlight. This week, you read 5 industry reports and summarised some interesting findings from them, didn't you? I didn't know you could read that much.
I'm still getting over it, to be perfectly honest. I think it was 598 pages in total.
Nice.
I did have some help.
Right.
So with some of the tools, but I'll talk about it in a second.
Your daughter helped you, did she?
She
with
did.
Some of the big words.
And my son.
Okay,
and he's 12. And he's
exactly. Fair enough.
Smarter than me, plainly. He was about 5 years ago, to be fair.
What's this, boy? Computers. That's what that word is.
KUM.
Yeah.
POTE.
Okay.
It's fine.
It's fine.
.com. I'm going to buy it. So this is part of our kind of ongoing research into it. Let's synthesize all the data from the kind of most popular kind of reports from people like McKinsey and Deloitte and KPMG and Accenture, but also look at governmental and World Economic Forum, some of the institutes and more kind of governmental-led things to get a kind of broad view. Some really interesting stats in there. Now, we did this webinar recently, and we opened up with all jobs are going to be destroyed, which was quite punchy, just to kind of set the scene. They're not. But several things have been mentioned. 300 million jobs going, Goldman Sachs.
Yep.
Which leads on to really interesting questions around what type of jobs. Are they going to be replaced? Are they going to be augmented? Or are they gone forever? So that's still TBC. We think there's going to be some, definitely in the middle areas that are going to go. But it does bring on a kind of unintended, or maybe not first thought principle of where those jobs might be displaced. And that may well end up being in certain genders and certain areas, which I think is something to consider as well.
Well, in those reports, they were looking at things like administrative roles, obviously, personal assistants, there was bookkeeping roles, there was accountancy roles, there was a number of others. But across the board, they were more, I guess, administrative, repetitive task type roles, which you would expect. And in those reports, as you say, the assumption made there was, well, if you look at those roles, there's a higher proportion of women in those roles than men. So if we displace jobs predominantly from those areas, we're potentially going to displace more women from work than we are men, which leads to a bigger discussion around,
education, right?
Education, exactly, and
upskilling.
How do you tackle this? How do you move people? How do you transition them?
Exactly.
All those sorts of things. So, and I think in our experience, running projects at the moment, we have displaced people in some of the projects we've run because we've used technology that would have been used would have been filled by other people, whether it was a photographer or whether it was a shoot location or whether it was something else. So it does make sense. Jobs will be displaced. I think we both sort of believe that long term there's going to be more jobs created than displaced, like we've had in previous iterations of technology changing the world. So, and we probably don't even know what those jobs are right now. We didn't have a whole range of front end developer jobs or app developer jobs in the year 2000.
The internet, so they're all new jobs, right? Which leads on interestingly to the fact of something we were chatting about earlier in the week around the biggest companies in the world changing. And how 20 years ago, I don't think any of them are the top 10 now, are they? It's main technology companies.
I think half of it was the Fortune 500. Half of those companies from 20 years ago no longer exist.
Yeah.
Now, there'll be multiple reasons behind that, right? Acquisition, mergers.
Not keeping up with trends.
Not keeping up with trends, being a big one in technology and everything else. So that ground moves quickly, and I think that's going to speed up now rather than slow down. I can't see that going the other way.
Yeah, it's going to accelerate.
Yeah.